I just caught a 200 pip move on the gold market, and this move not only gained me 200 pips, but it also grew my account by 110%. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I saw before the trade, how I managed the trade, and then also a couple of things that I learned that I'm going to share with you. So we're going to go through everything step by step. And just to let you know, when it comes to trades like this, these amazing 100, 200 pip trades, it's not about reacting to the market, it's about planning. So there were some things that I saw inside of the market beforehand, and it was basically going with the trend. So at this particular time in the market was trending bullish. So all I was doing is just waiting for an opportunity for price to fall or consolidate, like you can see here, and then continue the move up. And that's exactly what happened. So basically when I started this trade, it was essentially coming up like this, and then price started to consolidate for a while. And this consolidation here is for hours. So if you look at the time all the way down here, I'm on Pacific time. It started consolidating around, let's just say 5 o'clock, and then finally somewhat broke out of this consolidation at 7 p.m. So consolidated for a while. So I just kept looking at my charts and just like trying to find the right time to enter the market, and finally I did. So a couple of things that I saw was basically a bullish trend, and then second, price was consolidating, so that's actually a really good sign. I'm just waiting for the breakout, and then finally when price broke out, that's when I made my move. So when it came to the price consolidating, I noticed that it was creating some lower highs here. So when I see a lower high, I like to pop up a trend line because I want to know when that trend line breaks. Now, I don't always take the trade when the trend line breaks. There are some other things that I do look at, and in this situation, I was looking at this horizontal support right here, mainly because price did form a level of support right in here. Okay, it's a little hard to do, but it formed a support right in here, and then once price broke out around here, then it was a bit easier for me to see an entry point. Have you ever thought that you had to sit in front of charts all day in order to make money from the markets? Well, in this How to Trade with a Full-Time Job kit, I'm going to show you how to master trading in just 1 hour per day without sacrificing your job. You're going to get the strategies that I personally use in order to be able to make time in order to trade and learn and do whatever else I need to do inside of my life. Once I saw that, then I knew that I was ready to take the trade, and once this candle closed right here, then that's when I took the trade there. So you can see that my target was all the way up here. So let's go ahead and see how this played out. All right, so of course, when you take a trade, a lot of times price will just immediately go negative, and that's exactly what happened in this situation. So of course, when you take a trade, a lot of times price immediately goes negative, and that's exactly what happened in this trade. So as long as your overall trade idea is good, then there's no need to worry. So let's go to the next. And as you can see here, price just started to print bearish after bearish after bearish candle, and I still wasn't phased because I did have this other trend line here. Price was still respecting it, and then also I had a trend line right here that price was respecting as well. So no worries there. And of course, my stop loss was here. And if it would have breached that, then of course I'd be out of the trade. So the next picture, you can see that price finally came back up, started to make some bullish momentum, and then continued to push up. So now this is a really good spot for me. I was really happy to see that price finally broke out of this consolidation in here, and then it continued to push up. And then next you can see that price did actually hit my take profit and did exceed that. So a couple of things that I was looking for during the trade was essentially I saw another level of consolidation right here. And when it comes to consolidations, I'm trying to see where is it going to go. And the fact that price was respecting this level of support right here, once again, wasn't worried, wasn't phased about anything inside of this trade because it was still respecting market structure. It was still bullish and I was still good. So of course it came up here and price hit my first TP around here, or take profit around this zone right in here, and all good, continued to push up. And then after that, price did ultimately hit my take profit. And as you can see, price did make this really scary bearish engulfing candle. And at that point, I was thinking about closing the trade because one, my take profit was already hit. And then second, I knew that there was really strong bullish momentum, but would I be happy with the profit that I collected at that point? And that answer would have been yes. So that is why I decided to keep this trade going. And the fact that I did led to, let's see, well, this is actually at that point. So let's just break this down. So at that particular point, I had a buy, of course, in a 0.5 lot. And then at that point, the net profit was 667.50, 134 pips, which is obviously amazing on gold. And I did not have that stop loss set inside of my broker. But of course, like I talked about before, I knew where I wanted to get out of the market. And you saw that on the charts inside of TradingView, and the fact that this was during Asian session and I could be at my computer and monitor the trade. I didn't have any reservations about not setting a stop loss because I was looking at it the entire time. It would have been nothing for me to just hit the X at the moment that I wanted to get out of the trade if I needed to. I've created another community here on School called Consistent Profitable Traders. And if you want to join, you can go to school.com/traders in order to join this free membership. I have a number of things here inside of the community. You can see that the community is growing. There are people being added almost every single day. And then inside of the classroom, I do have some things here. I'm constantly adding new things, new resources for new traders. And if you go over to the calendar, then you'll see that I have a monthly call with everybody inside of this group. So if you want to join this community, go ahead and go to school.com/traders and I'll see you there. So price was continuing to move. And then ultimately I did hold it for a little bit longer, squeezing out an extra about 60 or so pips out of the market, and ended up catching 200 pips on this particular market. And then I got to the point when I saw this profit and I saw that the pips were perfect. And then of course the return on this particular trade, I was just like, okay, let me just get out of the trade and just enjoy my profits and then wait for another day. And at that point, like I said, I was fine with the profit that I made and all the things that I was seeing inside of the market. I still didn't see anything at that time that would have said, hey, jump out, but I was comfortable with 200 pips. I didn't want to try to go for 300, 400, which we know that those moves do happen inside of the gold market, but I was totally cool with 200. Let me just take my money and go. So then I did, and then I was able to enjoy the rest of my evening and then just wait for another setup inside of the market that I actually did see the next day. So this is the trade breakdown, being satisfied with 100% plus gain on the account, $1,000 profit and 200 pips caught in this one trade. Obviously amazing. And if you found this video to be helpful in terms of understanding my thought process and all the things that I saw inside of this particular trade, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. And if you want to see another trade breakdown where I gained 235% on this same account trading gold, then go ahead and check out that video. It should be in a card somewhere here inside of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.